What's up guys, Rocky here. So today I'm going to be walking you through how to complete the Aerodrome mission during Optimism Superfest and take advantage of some of these OP rewards. I'll also be posting the links that I used today in the YouTube video description so that you can follow along. First, what is Superfest? So Optimism is dedicating 1.5 million OP to rewarding users who explore DeFi applications across the superchain. If we head to the Superfest page and click enter, we can scroll down. Here we can see all of the protocols that have incentives attached to them. Today we're going to be going through Aerodrome. Here I also created a list of all of the protocols participating, ordered by the amount attached to them. I still have not yet finished the list, but I'll add that, and I'll also be sharing this list in the YouTube description. Okay, so let's start with Aerodrome. They just tweeted that 8,750 per week will be given out to new Aero lockers, and this will go weekly until September 4th. If we head over to the Aerodrome mission, it looks like we need to accrue veAERO voting power, and I'll explain what that is and how we can use it as I go through the tutorial. So first, make sure that you connect your wallet and you're on the base chain because this mission is on base. So how you accrue veAERO voting power is first you need to buy Aero on base and then go to this lock page, then lock it. I don't have any Aero, so first let's go to this swap and let's get some Aero. So here we are on the swap page. We're going to swap ETH to Aero. If you do not have any ETH on base, what you can do is bridge it over or send it from another wallet. Also, you can use this exchange or this gas page in order to send yourself some ETH. Say you have some ETH on the Aerodrome network, you can click Aerodrome network and then ETH and then to base E. Okay, so let's get back to acquiring our Aero token, which we will then lock. So 0.02 ETH looks like it will get us 72 Aero. So we're going to swap ETH for Aero. The transaction is going through. And okay, it looks like we know it went through. It says available Aero 72. Now let's go back to the lock page. We'll create a lock. We'll just click this to lock the max amount. You have an option of how long you want to lock it. The longer you lock it, the more veAERO voting power you will get. This amount will be useful later in the tutorial whenever I explain how we can use this veAERO. But since the Superfest is going on until the end of August, we'll lock it for a month. First, we're going to need to allow access to our Aero to be able to lock it. The transaction went through. Now it looks like we can click the lock button and then we'll complete another transaction to lock it. Okay, it looks like our lock went through and we can check to make sure by heading to the dashboard page, going down to lock, 72.24 Aero locked for a month. And that's actually all we had to do to qualify for rewards. Also important, make sure that you connect your wallet to the Jumper account because this is where we will also collect our rewards. It looks like OP rewards start accruing as soon as we lock, and then we can claim in approximately 7 days after. I believe that you can just go to your Jumper profile and check all of that out. Okay, so now let's talk about how we can use our Aero that we just locked in the form of veAERO to get more rewards inside of Aerodrome. We'll head over to the vote tab. So basically Aerodrome has these liquidity pools that are incentivized with Aero. So veAERO holders like us vote on the liquidity pools that are to receive these Aero emissions. And then in return for our vote, we get 100% of the trading fees and bribes collected from the liquidity pool we vote for. So there's two parts, the fees and the incentives. The incentives are the bribes. Bribes vary and can be added by protocols or individuals to incentivize certain liquidity pools. The fees actually come from swaps. So the swap that we did on here actually generated a fee and it would be included in this fee pool. And then of course the APR is a composite of the fees plus incentives. So we're going to select the pool that we want to vote for. We'll click the vote button down here. We'll click 100%. Can see our estimated rewards here. These are weekly, and we can see our voting power here. And so this voting power is where the lock time comes into play. Even though we locked 72 Aero, we only locked it for a month, so we only get a certain percentage of that Aero as veAERO to vote. Now, if we go to extend, you can see that if we lock it for another 4 years, we would then have 72 veAERO voting power. So you always have the option to extend your lock and get more of that veAERO to vote with. But we're not going to do that right now. We're just going to go back to vote on the poll that we want. So select, go to vote, do 100%, and then we'll click vote. We'll sign the transaction, look like our vote went through. And so now we'll click out of here. We'll go back to our dashboard, and then each week you can come down here to voting rewards to claim all of your voting rewards. All right, that is it. If you like the tutorial, you can subscribe to my channel. I'm going to try to put out other Superfest tutorials as we go on, as many as I can before the end of August.